So, picking up where we left off, I want to take a minute to talk about what it means to have a rational exponent. So, when we talk about those, we're really referring to the fact that it has a fraction as an exponent. So, I want to kind of look at another example that they use from the book first. So, we know, before we get to this one, I'll just kind of write it on towards the bottom here. We know that 3 squared equals 9. And we know that because 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, well, let's think of how we could rewrite this with using a rational exponent. So 9 is my answer. So I'm going to start with that. And I had to multiply 3 twice to get 9. So I'm going to change that to 1/2. So the problem now becomes what number times itself 2 times would give you 9. That's what that is saying. So 9 to the 1/2 power is going to be 3 because 3 times 3 gives us 9. So when we look back up here, we have 16 to the 1/4 power. So that's asking us what number times itself 4 times would give you 16. So I know that 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 gives us 16. So that means 16 to the 1/4 power has to equal 2. Multiplies by itself 4 times. Now your calculator, of course, will also do this for you, but I really wanted you to see why it works. Why is it 2? Because your calculator will do it, but if you don't know the process, if you don't know how it got the answer, then you're not really then able to determine whether your answer is reasonable or correct. We will use our calculator a lot on the problems, but I want you to see the why as well, okay? So let's go to the next example here. Example 5 wants us to be able to simplify with a rational exponent or a fraction as our exponent. So, when your value in your numerator is something other than 1, then that value is telling you how many times you have to multiply the 1 with. So if we look here in this case, the 64 to the 3/2, we could rewrite that as 64 to the 1/2 times 64 to the 1/2 times 64 to the 1/2. We're taking the 1/2 and multiplying it 3 times with the 64, of course. So we know then the 64 to the 1/2, we know that equals 8, because 8 multiplies by itself twice to get 64. Again, your calculator will do that for you. So on your calculator, you could just do 64. I'll just write this out real quick. Remember, your button looks like this for your exponent button. It's called a caret. So you press that. And then I usually put the fraction in parentheses. So I would type in parentheses, and then I would type in my 3, and then I would press my fraction button, which in this case, my fraction button looks like this. So that's what I would press so it knows it's a fraction, and then a 2, and close my parentheses. And then, of course, at that point, you can just press enter, and it will give you 512, which is our answer here. So the calculator will do that for you. But again, I want you to see why we get that answer. Why is it 512? Because we can break it apart into 3 pieces, and each of those pieces equals 8. So we can multiply those also to get 512. So for a lot of these, I'll just use calculator for, but I wanted you to see the why behind it. And they're pretty blurry. I apologize for that. It's not a great copy. So since we're using our calculator, I'll just do one of them, or you can do all of them if you want to, but I'll probably just do one since they're hard to read. I'm going to have to look at the book here because I can't even read that one. I think it says 25 to the 3/2 power. So let's just do that. Remember, that means we're taking 1/2 and multiplying it 3 times. So it's really 25 to the 1/2 power times 25 to the 1/2 power times 25 to the 1/2 power. But I know my calculator will do that also. So I'm going to punch that in here, 25. Press my exponent button again, parenthesis. I'm doing 3/2. So 3, fraction button 2, close parentheses, and I end up with 125, which is the correct answer. Why? Because 25 to the 1/2 power equals 5. 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. So again, your calculator will do all of these for you, but it's good to see the why. The last example here, example 6, we are simplifying with rational exponents. So what we want to do is we want to use the commutative and associative properties again to rewrite the expression to combine the like bases together. And then the 2 here, the 3, and the 5 here, those coefficients, we can take those and combine them together also. So first we rewrite it to combine the like bases and combine the coefficients. And remember, if they have like bases, we can add the exponents. But remember that the exponents have to have the same base because they're fractions. So make sure that you can barely even read this. I'm going to have to see if this is in the book because I can't even read that. Sorry, it's super blurry. So that should say 30, and it looks like 3/3. So this step should say 30, and then in parentheses, that's a to 3/3 power. And then we have b to the 3 to the 4th power. And then we can simplify it simply because 3/3 would be 1. So we would change that to 1, and then b would stay as 3 to the 4th power. b 3/4 power, sorry. But again, it's pretty hard to read. Apologize for the copy here. Did not copy very well. I thought I had this example, but I don't. So I'm just going to work, because I can't read these. So I'm going to rewrite that. We'll just do one of them to get a little practice. That's going to be 2c, looks like the 3/5 power. The 3/5 power times 2c to the, looks like 1/5 power. There we go. So I'm going to, again, use commutative and associative properties to kind of regroup things. So I would do 2 times 2, regroup. And then I would do the c, 3 to the 5th plus the 1/5. They already have like denominators. So I would multiply these, and I would add those. So I would get c to the 4/5 power. So we would end up with 4c to the 4/5 power. So that's how we do those. Again, I apologize that they are so blurry, but hopefully that made enough sense, or at least you got a chance to see how to do those. I don't think there's any, yeah, that was the end of the notes. So you're going to get a little practice with combining those. Remember, we talked about when you're multiplying with the same base, you simply need to add the exponents together. And you might have to use that scientific notation. But again, they have the same base of 10. So you're, again, just adding those exponents together. And then when we start talking about rational exponents, remember your calculator will do that for you. But know the why behind that. Why does that work the way it does? But on any of those with rational exponents, you can just simply plug them in your calculator. So keep that in mind, and that you can combine again here with the same base by adding them. All right. So your job next is to check the website and do the assignment that is out of the book today. Okay. And I will see you guys tomorrow. All right. Bye.